Hey, this is Mike from Introstars, and I'm very excited to have a new episode of the Super Connectors today. We've got a really special VIP guest, Monta from OnlyFounders. Hey Monta, it's so nice to have you on the show today.
It's nice to be here. Last time you were actually at my podcast, and I'm pretty happy to be on this one.
Exactly, I was so happy to be a guest on your podcast. I had to invite you on mine, of course. So Monta, could you tell us a bit more about yourself, what it means for you to be a super connector?
So my name is Montasser Chebbah, and I'm the founder of OnlyFounders, which is basically an app that helps people find co-founders. And it's basically, let's say, like a mix between a Tinder for founders and an online incubator where you basically matchmake with co-founders. And I think, as you mentioned it, super connectors it's probably feeling like a superpower for me, because it is basically when you go to any networking event, when you go meet all of these random people and you connect with them and you just have the power of talking to anyone, absorb their energies, connect with them, and learn a lot of things from them. So I think one of the things that I really like from going to these networking events and connecting with all of these people is not just to get something for myself or like sell a product, but sometimes it's just a peak of motivation. I learn a lot of things from every event that I go to, because eventually I would go to some event where there's people working on something magical, sharing a magical drug that I have no idea about, and they tell me how they raise this $1 billion while I'm trying to raise maybe $100,000, and how they did all of these amazing things, and it's always motivational. And I feel like it's a superpower to be able to talk with these people without feeling issues, and like being a little bit extroverted and talking to all of these people. So I always enjoy it.
Cool. Well, I see you at so many networking events. So I want to understand, like, what was the beginning of your journey to start going to all these networking events and becoming a super connector? Was there a pivotal moment?
So actually from the start, from before, I really loved helping people, and really liked, back when I was in Tunisia, going to pitch competitions, going to incubators, going to accelerators, and all of these competitions. And when I came to London, I had the idea of OnlyFounders, and in the beginning, one of our features was to just post the best networking events in London. And to be able to do that, we had to go to as many networking events as possible. So we've all heard this. I've been to like more than 140 networking events in less than 6 months. And in total, I think we're around like 200. Yeah. And to be able to connect with all of these people, I had to go to kind of rate the events. But eventually, I just love helping people. And going to these events, I'm able to learn a lot from people and help them a lot, and kind of like build a relationship or understand different people, either for my app or for just learning new perspectives or motivation, as I said, yeah.
Great. And so how do you value those relationships and connections? What is your approach to networking today?
My approach of networking is mostly going to the event and trying to be memorable, or have someone that is memorable. So for example, you have a pretty good talking and way of connecting with people, and a lot of energy. And when I went to the events, I remembered you. And now I've seen you, I think, like 5, 6, 7, and more than 10 events. Yeah. I always see you. So like, you've been on my podcast, now I'm on your podcast. When I see you on LinkedIn, I remember Mike, because I remember that energy. And that is the thing that I actually want from people and from myself, to be memorable and to have kind of actually a genuine conversation. Because eventually when you go to 1,000 networking events like you, or maybe 200 for me, you don't remember 95 to 99% of people. And even if you're connected through LinkedIn, you don't remember them. But that person that you had a really great energy with, and that you connected deeply, and you either build a relationship, you either made a collaboration. Realistically, you won't be able to make a collaboration from everyone that you meet, because you meet hundreds of people and most of them are not even compatible with what you're doing. So if that person launches their product or talks on LinkedIn, you remember them. That's, for me, I think, something valuable, and that's a story to tell or something to remember.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, when you introduce people to each other, you're a super connector. You do it because you want to help others. You want to build your personal brand. It's all about creating value around you. But at some point, you do need to monetize. So how do you walk that fine line between monetizing your network, but also building long-term relationships and doing it because you truly care and want to help others?
Exactly. And I think that's a core thing within me, specifically because I don't directly monetize. I don't make money from introductions. What you could say indirectly is that if people remember me and if I give a good energy to these people and they give me a good energy, first thing first, I would remember them if I need a partnership or if they need something. So I know Mike Adams pretty perfectly. And secondly, they could know me, and for example, if I launch my product, they could be users, people on the wait list, people that would help me, people that would maybe one day help me with introductions. And this is actually one of the key things in networking and also with connecting with investors. You don't want to go on a networking event, ask someone directly what you need or ask him for, hey, can you give me some money? You want to ask for advice, you want to connect with the person, and maybe one day you need that person and you build up a really strong relationship. And then you can ask them that thing. So I would go directly with connecting with the person and getting to know them. And I wouldn't monetize them directly, as I said. It just goes through maybe being part of the app or something like that, yeah.
Cool, that makes sense. Now, when you look at new platforms for super connectors like Introstars, where you can track every introduction you make and receive, and you can get paid if a deal comes out of one of your introductions, how does that change the game for you or for other people you know who go to all these networking events?
I mean, eventually right now we're doing something that is for helping people connect better. So like OnlyFounders is to find co-founders, Introstars is to find introductions and get paid for them. I feel like it's a space where there's a lot of options and there's a lot of opportunities to work on. And specifically for Introstars, I looked it up a bit, all of these things that are a little bit out of my game for finding, for these connections. I don't have specifically ways to do these ones specifically, yep. But I feel like there's a high opportunity for someone either to advertise their services there or to get people through introductions and or eventually to get opportunities from just like opening there and finding opportunities. And the thing is that it is a thing that should be, I think, really mainstreamed and should be available way more, and that could provide a lot of opportunities for people.
Cool, so with new platforms like Introstars, which help you track every introduction you make and receive, and also help you monetize the introduction if a deal comes out of it, how does that change the game for yourself as an introducer or for other people around you, people on your platform, people who go to your networking events? How does that change the game?
I mean, eventually I am not, as I said, an introducer that gets paid from this. So I don't really see directly the value for myself as an introducer who wants to get paid, but I feel like it's a really big opportunity for people who do this. And I know that a lot of people just like you or a lot of other people do this as a not main business, but they get introduced and they introduce other people and they have to monetize it. I watched one of the podcasts and the guy said, yeah, hey, we need to put some legislation into this. It democratizes the way this happens, and it's a big opportunity. And hence, for us on OnlyFounders, we help people find co-founders, and it'd be great that other platforms such as Introstars help people connect and actually advertise their products and get people to introduce them easier. And I think one of the things that within business and within also my previous ventures that I really love and that I love in Introstars is the fact that it's always a win-win situation. Yeah. So, and that's what I like about introducers and everything around what I do in entrepreneurship as well. You go to this event, you help someone, and that person helps you as well. So there's always a win-win, and it doesn't feel like you're using a person.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Introstars, OnlyFounders, and networking in general when it's done the right way, instead of just going and telling someone, hey, can you give me 100K and bye-bye.
Exactly, it's always a win-win. So I love that. I'm fully on board with that as well. That's the way I built Introstars, is to make sure everyone wins, absolutely. Do you see any trends in networking or in connecting people in business introductions? Any trends you see, and are you using those trends yourself?
I mean, I see obviously one of the biggest trends is OnlyFounders, yeah. Which is kind of creating a Tinder for founders to basically connect with them. I see that a lot of people are starting to use way more LinkedIn, and a mix between going to these networking events and going to different networking events as well, and connect on LinkedIn. And I feel like the issue is that with this day and age, everyone is highly stimulated. And everything that goes within video and within really great, really well-articulated, energy-wise conversations, they're way better memorable than others. So if you use a style like Mike Adams, if you create videos, or I've seen the guy last week that literally sent me a video to introduce himself instead of just like writing a message, a basic boring message on LinkedIn. And now I remember him pretty well. I don't remember his company. It was something for Jim, but I remember him pretty well.
Sure.
And I feel like putting these psychological things in mind that we see on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and whatever into real life connections could help you a lot connect and build higher relationships and better relationships.
Great. So obviously, I'm sure I'm going to run into many networking events for startups in London. Can you tell us where people can find you, follow you, find out more about what you're working on, any things you're working on in the immediate future you want to share?
I mean, obviously, everyone could find me on OnlyFounders. I feel like OnlyFounders is easier than my name, Montasser Chebbah, try to say it. So OnlyFounders on LinkedIn, OnlyFounders app on Instagram. If you try to say my name, Montasser Chebbah on LinkedIn, I'm pretty active as well. I don't have as many followers as you, but I'm almost at 3,000 followers there. And yeah, we're launching the app next month, pretty much. So I would be there, and if you can join the waitlist right now, if you're interested to find co-founders, make sure to find me there.
Amazing. Montasser, I can't wait to try OnlyFounders as soon as it's out and obviously promote it around us. So thank you so much for your time today. Can't wait to see you at many more networking events, and good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.